How many of you still remember this Ghanaian self-proclaimed prophet? Ladies and gentlemen, this guy is now a free man. He's good to go away. But the question is that, is he going to go away forever or scot-free like that? No. This guy has actually been granted, bail as just 100,000 Ghana cedis. And I believe that this one is actually equivalent to $10,000. Ladies and gentlemen, plus 2 shorties and some properties. Now, let us actually uncover everything about this development here. Ladies and gentlemen, like and subscribe to become part of this particular community. This lawyer happened to be lawyer Emmanuel Safo, who actually stood in for Ebo Noah in the courtroom. Ladies and gentlemen, now this guy has actually this man has actually officially confirmed everything that actually took place in the court about Ebo Noah.
The court has exercised her discretion or its discretion, because discretion must always be fair, reasonable, and just. So he exercised it well pursuant to our laws and admitted the accused to bail with any property, with a landed or a vehicle amount of 100,000, and that is all.
So lawyer Safo actually mentioned, 100,000. That is, 100,000 Ghana cedis, ladies and gentlemen, plus 2 shorties and of course some properties. As he said, this money is actually equivalent to, I think, exactly 10,000 United States of Americans dollars. Yes, of course, there is a lot to this. Lawyer Emmanuel Safo actually gave the key version details. More details to this developments, ladies and gentlemen.
Court admitting to bail and our money bail. Na bail no okase enipa mi no enjina ma no na obi okita dan na say landed property, but me sa sere so say no na eche nti court no onye any property na my leading so tie me no okase car kra.
I think the lawyer actually did the best for Ebo Noah, ladies and gentlemen. Now, before he was able to secure the the bill plus the 100,000 Ghana cedis together with 2 shorties and some properties, this man actually was pleaded with the female lawyer, judge, who was actually in charge of the case. And of course, now the 2 shorties, in other words, let's say that, for instance, if it is a banking system, we will call them guarantors. Yes, people who are actually going to guarantee Ebo Noah, so that in the next time that they have actually fixed for him, he can actually reappear in the court to continue the process until his case will become finally justified.
From next adjournment, which will be on the March, second week in March. The bar, as already advanced here or more, any of movie or more, the friendly disclosures to among the bar. Now, don't soon do so as me. But we are not seeing the so someone Chese senior Macan main Casabi, Namia Domina edition. How
many of you do remember this particular woman who actually came online recently just to sound the alarm to Otum for President Mahama and some dignitaries or important personalities here in Ghana, that they should actually intervene and of course make sure that Ebo Noah will get bail or something like this. Now this woman, according to the lawyer Emmanuel Safo, this woman is a treacherous personality, which simply means that she is not actually the mother of Ebo Noah. And of course, this lawyer has actually sounded out another cautious warning to such people who are actually trying to impose and bring other staffs into this case.
And now, let me sound a caution. You say, Obi so or any mammy no patch on ye, no or your imposter. Into vloggers, there are more than Munjai. Who could dress will be saying, no mammy, only more share, and any mammy no cancer. It is no many more the information about more cross checking among kind of crane room, no mining line.
Charlie, some people are very wicked. Now, how could such a grown or an aged woman just came out boldly without having any, let's say, biological or any family connection to Ebo Noah, just to beg or for the president of the states and some dignitaries like Nana McBrown and other people to come in or to intervene in this case? So we also got some people to actually even promoted this particular woman. We can actually remember that also the first time, wasn't the first time or the second time when Ebo Noah actually reappeared in Sekou court here in Ghana. Ladies and gentlemen, now the lawyer actually ordered them to to make sure that they do psychiatric or mental evaluation about him before he reappeared again today. Of course, that evaluation has actually been done, and this is the result from the lawyer.
And then you buy the see and say, I don't know some material, I say, mental, judge, the friend of on her own initiative, Obitina or that. Omukoye order ne by omukoye medical report ne by na chese kwan de mu se ebitimi atiki ni nti etiki ni pli na ose odibem na nsem na omode aba no afei ni ebiku mu mpese meka emu nsem bebre but charge no any mu nsem no last 2 weeks we were here and unbeknown to us, in fact, we were just dashed to this court. I didn't want to raise issues of jurisdiction because I was here to ensure that my client secures bail. But when we came, they only said that though they have served us with their charge sheet and their brief act, they said they will not take his plea and that they came purposely for remand. I was thinking that that is not the procedure because the court is not an extension of the police investigation. And even coming for remand, you must adduce evidence pursuant to our law. Section 10(1) of the Evidence Act, NRCD 323. Bring evidence to prove so that a court will be convinced or will believe the existence of a probable fact.
So that is just the lawyer Emmanuel Safo. This man genuinely and diligently stood by Ebonowa in the court of law to defend him, and through his unwavering spirit of assistance in the law room, he was able to actually also help his client, aka God reveals to redeem, God blah blah blah. This man here, a bill. So the shorties, 2 people, some properties. And if these people, the question is that if you don't actually believe in this man or the person that you actually was not standing in for or standing was not for, if he actually runs away, it means that those with 2 choices, or in other ways, those guarantees, you are going to be in trouble. So now this simply means that now we are actually bailing out this person or that particular inmate for your sake or because of you. So in other words, since you actually was not represented as a shorty, if the person actually runs away, we are going to hold you responsible for you to provide the inmates that we have actually built out. So this is what it means. And 100,000 Ghana cedis. I think this guy is actually going to pay, right? Ebo can actually pay because even recently, before the 25th of December 2025, he was able to secure himself a brand new Mercedes-Benz out of the donations that he actually got from the people that actually was meted out to him. And ladies and gentlemen, what are you actually learning about this particular development here? You see, sometimes we actually want to take some steps, we actually act or take some actions or decisions in our lives that can simply actually benefit us now, but later on the consequences can actually constrict us in such a way that we can simply fall in the hands of the government, for the government to actually throw us into a police custody. So I think that we can actually better learn something about Ebo development. So in the next month, they're going to reappear again for the court to actually move ahead to maybe finalize the issue or conclude the issue.